Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be on Snoop Dogg, Long Beach 93. We finally have a new gen Acrobat in the game, and it is Snoop Dogg, and in my opinion, he is the best Acrobat in the game, and one of the very best cards. If you don't believe me, stick around for the last build. I think it'll blow your mind. It's by far his best build, and it's crazy what he can do with it on turn 1. So make sure and stick around for that. Gonna have 5 builds for you guys. First one is gonna be the Dog Pound. Matching yellow gems charges moves of that color by 1 more move point. Top dogs, and I don't know what that one's gonna do yet. In New Generation, gems do 10% more damage. He does have 1 gear, the Long Beach 93 gear, and he is a coach. He's the Snowfall Gem coach. Snowfall gems do 25% more damage, and moves that create snowfall gems will create 1 more, all the way at 20,000. So let's get in and take a look at this first move set. It's going to feature the next episode. 1 MP green, deal 42k damage, and choose a 4x1 area to swap into blue gems. The Snoop Lion Salt, 5 MP black. Deal 62k damage and choose 3 gems to make into pyro gems, which will modify all gems above it into black gems when broken by you. And the Long Beach Hangover, 6 MP blue, increase your black gem damage by 419% for 2 turns. That's really beefy. It also does around 65,000 damage. It's not in the tooltip at this time, but it does do 65,000 damage, and the tooltip should be updated shortly. Okay, so for the entourage, we're going to run with Bray. For black moves, start with 4 more move points. And also Lawler for blue. And we're going to run with Otis for blue moves, deal 10% more damage. That affects the Long Beach Hangover. And Jay Uso for green moves that deal damage will deal 10% more damage. If you had Boogeyman, he would be the coach to use, as he's black gem damage. You could also put Hall of Fame Bree on there for 5% more. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up when you're doing a huge chunk of damage, which Snoop can do, because he's buffing it so much. So let's get out here and take a look against Gooker. He's a trickster. He will probably dodge me. It will probably annoy me, but it is what it is. He has 50% gem reduction. I do have tour perks, plus 2 MP to start and plus 1 on a match. Snoop is gem damage based, so whatever he does is reduced by 50%. Because of Gooker's strap. So whatever number you see, double it, and that's what he would do. Benefit to having Lawler is this starts charged turn 1. Starts charged turn 1. I can talk, really. And if you have a 3-match at the bottom like this, you can do this. Now, you do run a risk of Cascade, so do keep that in mind when you do this. And you can double up on the buff move if you make a 5-match. Unfortunately, I should have probably looked a little closer, as this 5-match is in a bad spot, because it'll create a cascade. So I would have been better off not having done that. Also, if I put Trickster Andre on instead of Jay, a 4-match would fill it. Which would have been the smarter play. Got a cascade. Now we have the match. Gonna lose a little bit of damage turn 1 because I couldn't refill it, although the cascade will help. 335,000, but that'll go up next turn. So that would have been 700,000. Ish. Alternatively, instead of doing the match, you can hit the buff, put your 3 gems down, and just do the row break and blow it up. That's the safer, faster play, instead of trying to get cute with it. And so that's an option as well. So, like, you can hit the buff, which is now double. So we got 2 stacks. We do have this red match here, and I have a blue up top, so this should go a lot better for us. Even smarter would have been to have Trickster Andre on. In Feud, that would be loaded, though, with that 4 row break, so... but Trickster Andre probably would have been better than the little bit of damage to guarantee a refill. And then we can hit this again and buff the black moves for the 3rd time, the black gems. So now we're really beefy. Black gems 40k. And yeah, that's going to do it. So I like that build set. It's really straightforward if you're not trying to get the extra buff turn 1. Just drop your 3 pyros on the bottom and then use the row break to pop them off, and it's ready every turn, and 2nd turn the damage is double the 1st turn because of the buff. Very simple to use, very straightforward, and a lot of damage. Strapped up, it would be really good. Now we're going to take a look at the first 4-star move. And this is the move damage build, and I don't have, obviously, a medal on him, so it's going to make a big difference. But I will be able to give you guys a good idea of what he looks like before medals. Okay, so we're going to put the finisher in, which is the Snoop Spear. We're going to leave the Snoop Lion Salt in, and we're going to bring in Wish Upon a Star. So the Snoop Spear finisher, deal 234,000 damage and choose 5 gems to destroy and pin the opponent. That's on par with Montez Ford. His finisher at this level is 250,000, but you're also breaking gems. Snoop Lion Salt, deal 62k damage and choose 3 gems to make into Pyro. You know what it does, we just saw it. Wish Upon a Star, 5 MP black, deal 59k damage and choose 3 gems to make into blue. We're going to keep Bray. We're going to bring in Sami Zayn for blue move damage. I will run this move twice with more rare trainers to give you guys an idea of what that'll look like. We're going to leave Otis for 1 more on the destroy. Gooker or R-Truth would be the one you want to use for the move damage. And then I am going to put Trickster Andre in there for matching blues. You could use Gooker and R-Truth, though, and really buff the blue damage. Okay, now this does need 2 blue matches, 2 blue 3 matches to load the finisher because we're not in feud. That's why I have Trickster Andre in there. Might have to get creative and try and do a 5 match if the board doesn't cooperate. But it did, so we're fine. Finisher's loaded. So now we're going to put our Pyro Gems out. And you can do combinations with them. So let's put 1 here, and then let's put 2 here. That way we'll get some extra damage from the wildcard cascades. You can have some fun with it. Unfortunately, I don't have any blue gems on the board, so that's kind of a bummer, but, you know, it is what it is. Can still set up cascades. So 425,000. Keep in mind that finisher with this setup and a tier 4 percentage medal in 1 takedown, and not even 2. You're going to do 133%. Then you got 45 from Sammy and 15 from 1 takedown. That's 60%. Otis is 70, so 203 from 235. Let me figure that out for you real quick while the AI does its thing. Okay. What can we do? Anything fun we can do? We gotta do a bunch of matching, that's for sure. And we did get that 5 match, so now we just need to do a 3 match. There we go. That's why Andre is on there. Put our pyros down. I'm going to have him wipe out his countdown gems. Let's put one here. And I will get back with you on that finisher damage when we watch this animation. And set up that cascade. Yeah, over 700,000, right around 712,000 damage with this setup in a tier 4 move damage metal. And 1 takedown set. Not even 2. 700k on the finisher. All of his builds are significantly better strapped, but it's crazy how strong he is going against strap. Normally, I would do this preview against a 5-star bronze. Gonna change it up, put my pyros out early just for fun. Five match. Oops. It will. That could have went better. That's what I get for putting my pyros out early, right? It's okay. Same end result. Just 1 turn longer. You get the picture, though. And then, of course, as you get more pyros on the board, you just blow them up with the finisher. And this is really, build is really made to be shown with a move metal on it. He'll be crazy. And this will definitely do it. We're going to run it again, but I'll use more rare trainers. My Bailey is only half leveled, so she only does 75% instead of 150. With Bailey on and a tier 5 move metal, the finisher's gonna be over 900,000. I would definitely use Cheap Shot. Now, 2 words for you though would be interesting with the finisher because you have extra gems you can destroy, and you could destroy the X breaks. But I would use Cheap Shot. You guys may have noticed at this point, I really like Cheap Shot for a metal. It's probably, or for a plate, it's probably my favorite because it's useful on so many people. So we're just going to swap out Sami Zayn for Bailey. And like I said, mine's only halfway, so she's only doing 75%. And we're going to put Gooker in. And then I like Hall of Fame Sting or Powerhouse Hogan because when you choose 4, as long as there's 2 blue gems on the board, you can always charge the finisher. So much more useful for that. So obviously, you can still run it with 3. You guys saw me do it, but Hall of Fame Sting makes it easier. And this is the same setup, but with rare trainers. So that finisher is 470k before adding a medal. Like I said, tier 5, you're up over 900,000. Tier 4, you're in the 800,000s. So we're going to make our 2 blue matches. This one would have been easy to make them. Finishers loaded. Same thing. We're going to put our pyro gems out. Let's put this one here. And these 2 here. We should make a nice cascade on the bottom with our wild cards. A little bit of extra damage. Everything helps. And let's destroy those blues to make it easier to fill the finisher. Oop, it connected. I wasn't thinking there. Oh well. 507,000 damage. Like that. Much, much higher strapped, obviously. But not too shabby even unstrapped. And you can see the black move damage is significant too. 75,000 a pop for each of the blacks. So that adds up in a hurry. Four matches. Let's get our pyro gems. We'll wipe out his gems while we're at it, because we're nice like that. And hit the finisher. This should do it. There we go. Nice cascade. 555k. Gooker doesn't kick out. Okay. On to the 5-star move. And almost to my favorite. This one surprised me with how hard it can hit. And it's very simple to set up. And it can hit super hard. Only downside is if they have a multiply gem trainer. But if they don't have one, it's very simple, very fast, and hits very hard. We're going to bring in the Fly Gangsta. It's the 5-star move. Going to use the next episode. And the Gems and Juice. So the Fly Gangsta is 6 MP blue. That's the 5-star. Deals 63k damage and makes 6 multiply gems into green gems. Next episode's the 42k 4x1 area into blue for 1 MP green. And Gems and Juice, which we haven't seen yet, 5 MP green. Deal 54k damage and choose 1 gem to make into pyro gems, which will modify all gems above it into multiply gems of strength 15 when we break them. We're going to go with steel for more green MP to start. Whatever you do, do not use Matt Hardy in this moveset. He adds +2 to 15, and that makes it times 17. It's almost nothing. Whereas Tech Booker T adds 35% to the base and makes your multiply gems huge. Even better than Tech Booker, though, is Demon Balor. So he does 38%. So if you have 9k Demon Balor, he is better damage than Tech Booker T, so use Demon Balor for that 38% increase to your multiply gem. And then after that, you want to stack as much green gem damage as you possibly can. So we are going to go Lacey and Tech Cena for 15 and 20%. So another 35% green gem damage. And we are ready to rock. Again, keep in mind, gem damage base strapped, it would be more than double of the number you're going to see here, and you're going to see a very big number. So choose a 4x1 area to swap into blue gems. Oops, I hit that backwards. I'm tired. That's really frustrating. I can't believe I did that. I even had it in the right order. Let's see if I can save this. If I get lucky. Too many gems, but that's going to be the only real shot. Of course I can't. Okay, you're just going to have to pretend like next turn is turn 1. I am so sorry, guys. I'll just run it twice. That's frustrating. Anyway, so you put the pyro gem down on the bottom. Doesn't matter where. You don't need a green gem above it because there's only 6 above it, and you change 6 to multi. So anywhere matters. Doesn't matter what's in the column. Just place it and go. And as long as you don't do what I did, you're fine. So just drop it anywhere. No green here. Okay. Now you do your row break, which would fill the blue, which wouldn't be filled on turn 1 if somebody played it right. Okay. This is going to turn all of these into multis. Boom. And now we're going to change all of those green. I believe each green is around 120,000 with this setup. Strapped, it would be like 250 a piece. 123k. 739,000 damage with no cascade. That's turn 1. Obviously, I didn't do that turn 1 because I misclicked my move, which is why we'll run it again so I can show you guys it the right way. I mean, that's okay, though. It's fun to hit big numbers. And Snoop definitely hits big numbers with every build. Okay. And it does recycle. And he'll be dead. Little bit of a tiny cascade there. 755,000. That should do around 1.5 million strapped. Super easy, super fast. Like I said, I'll run it one more time and not misclick it for you guys. But that stuff's gonna happen when you're playing sometimes. You know, you're feuding for hours or something and you do a misclick. So I'm fine leaving it in because it gives you guys a better view of how the card plays real world. If you make a mistake, if you get a bad cascade, something goes wrong, Snoop recovers really, really well. If a trickster dodges you, then he hits super hard. But we're not even to my favorite build yet. As good as this one is. Set up our row break. And the reason I don't want to do a 5 match is a row break is less likely to cause a cascade in my experience than a 5 match. So I would rather row break the bottom. And you can see 123k on those greens. And I did test it with Booker T just to make sure. Demon Valor does in fact hit harder. There's no reason to hit this move again. Doesn't do anything for us. So even if it's ready. Now, it is a choose, so we can take the damage, so might as well do that, right? But there's no reason to place it. But we can do this and get a little extra damage. Because it's going to recycle. No cascade, 745,000. Turn 1. That would be, like I said, 1.5 million. And that's not my favorite build. That's coming up here. I'm very excited about this build and what it can do turn 1. All right, so for this last set, this is my favorite set. We're going to run Wish Upon a Star, Snoop Lion Salt, Long Beach Hangover. We've seen all the moves so far already. So 5 MP, 5 MP, and 6 MP. We're going to run with Bray, start with the blacks loaded, Dude Love for 35% more black gem damage, Hall of Fame Sting to choose one more blue, so we're choosing 4. You don't need him, but he does help, so I'll put him on there, and I'll call out when you need and don't need him. Probably won't need him at all. And then Trickster Andre for matching blue gems. If you had Boogeyman, 20% black gem damage, you definitely want to go that route. Hall of Fame Bree is 5%. I do have her, but one Hall of Fame is pushing it for me on a preview anyway. So let's get in here and make it happen. Or crash, as it were. But that's okay, it gives me more time to talk. Absolutely run this Double Fury, I would, and Cheap Shot, by far the best metal for it in my opinion. You could use 2 words for you, maybe catch some of them when you're blowing up the board. Not nearly as good. Head games would probably actually be better than 2 words for you. But yeah. Let's see. I'm assuming that crash wiped all of my hit points out, so that should be a hefty heal, and indeed it is. Alright. We could edit that out in post, but where's the fun in that? If you stuck around for this awesome build set at the end, I don't think you're going to mind. Okay, Pyro Gems. I like putting 2 on one side, 1 on the other. So I usually put 2 on this corner, and then you want to go the 3rd row up and make a 3 match to the side. That loads the buff and loads the blacks and gives you 1 tick on the pin bar to spare. And so you wouldn't have needed Hall of Fame Sting there. There's the 3. There's the row break. I did unfortunately get a cascade, but that's okay. This way I can show you guys worst case scenario. I was going to run it a couple times anyway and hope that that happened or force it to happen just to show you guys. Gooker is going to be a jerk and overwrite one of the pyros, so turn 2 won't be as huge as it could be. But that is a-okay. So we're going to hit our buff move. Put our pyros out. Now I'm going to make a 5 match this time because I have a lot of pin bar to work with. And we're going to swipe, which is why I made the 5 match. Hit the buff again. Now we got it twice. And we're blowing up almost the whole board on turn 2 with everything going wrong. Him destroying one of our pyro gems. How hard are we going to hurt? Hit. Gonna make a row break again. Still only need 3. Not gonna cover up that black because that's extra damage. Turn almost the whole board black. And hit for 2.5 million on turn 2 with everything going wrong. That would have been like 2.8 million. So with the strap, what? 5 million potentially. So let's run it without everything going wrong, hopefully. But this is why he, to me, is by far the best acrobat in the game and one of the best cards. Strapped up, he'll be doing 1-5, 1-6, no problem turn 1. And if it goes wrong, turn 2 will be insane. One thing when you're putting it on the side, just to call out, you want to watch out for blacks creating cascades, because that can get you. And I'm still not used to paying attention to it. But the third one is generally the best because it creates the row break and gives you the best shot at not pinning. And then make your 3 match. Again, we only need 3 again. Wouldn't need Hall of Fame Sting. There we go. What are we going to do turn 1? We're going to have 5 pyros out. And sure, let's do that. Turn 1. 931,000. That would be probably close to 2 million strapped, guys, on turn 1. So yeah, Snoop, amazing. Easily my pick for best acrobat in the game. Really interested to hear what you guys think in the comments. Appreciate you watching. But please let me know what you think, and remember to like, subscribe, and share. And good luck this weekend. I hope I get Snoop. I hope you guys get Snoop. He's an amazing card. So thanks again, guys. Good luck out there.